It's a privilege to actually be at OCG TV tonight again. And with me, I have one of the renowned Professor
Akile.
Akile, a political analyst and a very known spectator in this field. And also, I have a renowned young activist, Comrade OCG. You're welcome tonight.
Welcome to.
Thank you so much. We've had the judgment as far as the election tribunal committee is concerned. But what we have, do we feel that the Supreme Court will bring another level of justice and hope to Nigerians? Let me start with Professor. Please tell us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. I said it before today that none of those two parties won the election. APC won the election. Let them take the case to anywhere. Let them take it to anywhere. They've lost in the tribunal. Very sure they're going to lose. They will lose again at the Supreme Court.
Okay, thank you so much. Comrade OCG, do you have anything to say about that?
Thank you, Mr. Victor, for this wonderful opportunity as a moderator. I want to say this to Nigerians. I have always protested and I've always believed that we need to have a Nigeria where we have Nigerians. The issue of the tribunal and what the opposing party would actually get from the Supreme Court is laughable. Well, I believe that if the Supreme Court, knowing the nature of the judgment that was given by the tribunal, that something good will actually come out from the Supreme Court, knowing that upholding what they call judgment at the tribunal would amount to having these things, the offenses committed that resulted to filing suit at the tribunal as a law if they do uphold it. So I believe that if we have some few sighted individuals that love Nigerians and love Nigeria, they are going to have results.
Okay, thank you, Comrade OCG. Now, when you speak about having a different view of the judgment we already have, it means that you are not so contented with our judgment. Professor, do you think there's any fault with the present judgment as regards to the ruling endorsing President Tinubu to continue as president?
No, sir.
What are your reasons, sir?
I was expecting the two parties come to the tribunal. Sir, this is what I got in Oyo State. This is what I was given. And this is what INEC announced.
Please, Professor, permit me to correct or make a fundamental observation. Don't you think we must first consider if you are qualified to run before we talk about what you have gotten?
Sir, this man you are talking of is not new to Nigerian politics. He was a senator, he was a governor, now he's the president.
Has he been a president before?
He's not been a president before.
Don't you think
He's been a
first time as a president? And I've been a president and number one citizen of the country require more criticism.
Sir, that is why we want them to take the case to anywhere. If you say this man has not been to school, he was a senator. The records are there. He was a governor. The records are there. Today you are opposing it because your party lost. Sir, I'm not here to exhibit grammar. I only want to give you the points.
Okay.
I'm done, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. I can agree with you. He has once been a governor and a senator. And these positions are one in a country. But becoming a president requires more critical analysis. Back to Comrade OCG. What do you really think is the major reason why you still have faith in the Supreme Court after one of the apex courts in Nigeria has delivered judgment?
Thank you so much, Mr. Victor. I am a Nigerian who believe in the injustice, and as such, I don't get tired believing. I believe that if we have 95 corrupt judges, or in the judiciary, we have at least five present amongst the corrupt people who engages in corrupt practices that would say the thing the way they are. Moreover, I am not a lawyer, and law interpretation is left for the lawyers and the judiciary. I want to state categorically that the issue of the judgment that had just happened is the issue we cannot forget in a hurry. And I want to believe that Nigerians who feel the pain of fellow Nigerians would actually say things the way they are. That's what I'm
But
saying.
I need to interrupt you at this point in time, Comrade Osigi. Why do you think that this judgment is not absolutely fair and there is faith in the Supreme Court?
Thank you so much. That's the question I wanted you to ask in
You are
time
beating
past.
around the bush. Please get to the point.
Okay, sir. I think in a layman understanding, Tribunal was able to establish that FCT is now a state. And in my elementary knowledge of a state has a governor, a state has House of Assembly, a state has a commissioner, a state has a speaker and a deputy speaker. We now have a state in Nigeria based on tribunal that has no governor. This state has no commissioner. This state has no state university. This state has no local government chairman. Whereas the tribunal said this is a state.
Thank you so much, Comrade Osigi. Back to Professor, this might be your last chance. You know, Comrade Osigi has told us the quality of a state,
Yes.
and the Federal Capital Territory does not represent those qualities.
Yes.
Why should Federal Capital Territory be treated as a state as regards to the decision for the tribunal's election?
It is because, it is because a lot of people are new to the politics of Nigeria. Please, I will want anybody to tell me what is special about Abuja.
Is Abuja a state?
What I want to know first, what is special about Abuja that if you don't win Abuja, you cannot become the
Before we
president?
address that, the question is Abuja a state?
It's treated as a state politically.
Politically treated as a state?
Yes.
As no governor, as no commissioner, why should it be treated as a state?
I have answered, sir.
What's your answer?
It's
Professor?
been treated as a state
This
politically.
Politically.
Yes.
Politically as a state.
Yes.
Today, if Ebonyi state becomes the federal capital territory of this country, does it mean that it will have two states?
If Ebonyi becomes the capital
Territory,
of,
Nigeria.
it is not. We are talking of Abuja. We are not talking of other states. The political structures of Nigeria created Abuja to be a state politically. Anything that comes out there will be regarded as a state result.
As a state result. If I ask you a
Yes.
question about Ebonyi, and let me emphasize on the question. Today, Ebonyi is a state.
Yes.
If today we change the federal capital territory, the seat of power or presidency to Ebonyi, does it mean Ebonyi will have two states?
When we get there, we will jump it.
All right. Back to Comrade OCG. Is Abuja a state?
Not at all.
Why do you say it's not a state?
Please, this is the first time I'm going to refer to Professor Ankela. Professor Ankela has actually made me laugh each time we engage on this studio for the very interview. How can you say Abuja is a state?
I didn't say it.
He said it's treated as a state.
I didn't say it.
It is treated
The
as a
bosom
state.
of the law said so.
Okay.
Not me.
The question is,
I didn't
love,
say it.
Professor Ankela is someone I respect so much because of his legal and academic background. But I want to say this. If you say you didn't say it, I know that he has obviously admitted to the wrongs of the judiciary.
No.
Number one. Number two, you asked a question whether if Ebonyi becomes the FCT, just like Lagos were the FCT, would it be two states of the federation? He said no. When we get there, we'll jump it. So everything we cannot. All of us who are okay would not be jumping everything. FCT is the place that the presidency or the president lives. And as such, it is not a state. A state has a local government chairman. Let me repeat. A state has commissioner. A state has speaker, House of Assembly. A state has deputy speaker, House of Assembly. A state have SAs to the governor. And the state has a governor.
Okay,
And
Comrade
this,
Osigi,
yeah,
please permit me to ask you: does the FCT produce a senator?
Yes.
FCT has a senator.
It has a senator.
Yes.
Why does FCT have a senator?
Okay. The thing is that people actually reside within the FCT. But the peculiar nature of FCT is the fact that FCT is a place that the president lives. And those people that lives within the presidential area called FCT also are members of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And as such, needs a senator to tell the presidency what they want.
Thank you
That
so
is
much.
why we have senators. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Comrade Osigi. Back to you, Professor. You know, when we talk about Abuja and the peculiarity towards this election, we know that Abuja represents the larger Nigeria and it must exemplify the federal character in terms of how things are supposed to be.
Yes.
Now, the question is this: when you say FCT is a state politically, does it mean that if you have the requirement of FCT and do not meet up the rest states, you're qualified?
If you did not, the question again, sir.
If you meet up FCT as a requirement and
Yes.
you do not have the rest other states to make up, is it 24 states you're qualified?
You have failed.
You're failed.
Yes, I said it before. That does it mean that if you have 7 states, if you win in 7 states, including Abuja, and I win in 8 states without Abuja, does it mean you have won?
Okay, to round up tonight's conversation, please, we need to discuss the word "and" in our constitution.
And is plus.
Okay, back to
In mathematics, and is
Professor,
plus.
before I come to you, please tell me "and" Abuja. What does "and" mean to you?
And the grammatical is inclusion.
Inclusion. Thank you. What does "and" mean to you?
Plus inclusion.
Inclusion.
Inclusion. Plus.
Inclusion.
Plus Abuja. If you win 25 states plus Abuja.
Is it that it's
You must-
mandatory that you must win Abuja with the word inclusion?
No.
What does inclusion mean?
Abuja is treated, all results from Abuja will be counted as the result from Oyo State.
Please, Mr. Moderator, please let me educate Nigerians.
Thank you so much.
I think the makers and founding fathers who saw that Nigeria was going to work, because I know a God in heaven will make Nigerians work and we'll have Nigerians. I think they already know that if FCT becomes Abuja or Lagos, Ebonyi or Kogi, this place is going to be center of attraction where people come from all sorts of life within the nation to reside. Most especially, specifically, people who work within the Federal Capital Territory. These people will come to reside there. It is difficult, however, to rig election within Abuja because all the ethnic divide reside in Abuja. The Ibra, the Gala, the Ibibio, the Shekiri, the Igbos, the Yoruba, the Hausas and Fulanis, they all they are resident in this FCT. And making and special or a kind of clause in the constitution entails how important the FCT is, because people who live there are much more unbiased, like in the state setting where we have governors. So, and people who made these constitutions were not stupid, because Abuja is our electoral college. And that is why we have a special treatment to the FCT. But I am surprised when the professor Akinla was actually saying that Abuja is treated as a state
Thank you so
electorally.
much, Comrade OCG. Back to Professor. I have one more question for you.
Thank you.
In all sense of fairness and judgment, do you feel or do you know that President Tinubu has met all the requirements and should be the president of this country, considering what we have on ground?
Yes.
You have one just reason why.
Yes, Tinubu won the election. He contested the election and won.
Met all the requirements?
Met all the requirements.
Thank you.
If he does not, the records are there. Let them go back there and find out why he became a senator when he has no result, when he became a governor without result. So today you are challenging the result he presented, the result we've been following for the past 20 something years. Man,
Back to Comrade OCG. With the requirements of the law and the basic constitutional requirements, do you think that President Tinubu has met all the basic requirements to be the president of this country?
I think I'm too small to answer this question, because I lack the capacity. Number one, I need to at first go through Tinubu's credentials to be able to answer this question. Number one. Number two, I have I have a privilege to be at the Eastern Nigeria during the election, and I saw what happened in Imo State. I have a family in Lagos. They saw what happened in Lagos State. I have also cousins in Kaduna. They saw what happened in Kaduna. What I'm only saying, I have two of my sisters married in River State. It means I have almost uh, up to 4 states that my immediate family resides. And as such, I'm a true Nigerian. And I want to tell you that what happened in River State needed to be addressed. What happened in Lagos needed to be addressed. What happened even in Nasarawa needed to be addressed. Even what happened in Jos needed to be addressed. What happened in Southern Kaduna needed to be addressed. Then to be total, it will be as if I have a candidate or trying to be biased. But you already know me. I am a Nigerian, I am not biased. What I'm saying is there is a hope, or there is hope that the Supreme Court as the apex court would actually look into the fundamentality of the suit filed by the opposition parties and give a fair judgment. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Many Nigerians still believe that our law has become like cobwebs, very strong to catch the weak and too weak to catch the strong. As we advance towards the apex court, Professor, do you think that we will have the fair judgment,
yes,
irrespective of who is for or against the law?
yes,
You're sure of that?
very
And you
sure.
believe in our law?
Yes, I believe in the law of the country,
And you believe in
Nigeria.
those giving out justice?
Yes, that is the bosom of the law.
Thank you so much. From those of you, do you have doubt and do you have faith in our Supreme Court to give us the right justice?
Well, what I heard from the tribunal was not exact what I expected. Not because Tinubu won, but the way they say things actually got me surprised. That's number one. Then number two is in the Supreme Court, I have belief, and I'm going to accept the judgment of Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court say what the tribunal said is true, I am going to accept it as a true Democrat and a Nigerian. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I am privileged to have two great individuals who across two regions, two times and seasons, Comrade OCG and Professor Akila. It's a rare time with you. Now they have expressed their hope, their aspirations for Supreme Court justice and faith. Let's keep all faith and hope, Nigerians. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Mr.